good morning, good morning. Good Tuesday morning to you. Good morning, Piper. Glad to see you this morning. I have been up and at 'em for a while now, and I'm thinking, Piper, I think you're the only one here right now, maybe a couple people. I'm really thinking maybe I should do newsletter chat at 8 a.m. instead of 9 a.m. just to keep things more consistent. And I'm up anyway. I'm up and raring to go anyway. I've been getting a lot of work done this morning. Some newsletter related, some not. So I have a lot to talk about today, a lot of things to share. But as always, if you have any questions or anything you want to talk about, please, please, please say so in the chat because everything I have to say can wait. It's all about helping you all. Um, if you are new here, welcome to Newsletter Chat. I am Jennifer Carl Tong. I am 1/4 of the team that puts out the Christian Indie Writers podcast and other media that we do. And I'm here every Tuesday mornings at 9, maybe moving to 8, to do the newsletter chat. When we talk about newsletters, it's that simple. We chat about newsletters. LOL, I would recommend more often. More newsletter chats or just more often? I need you to clarify, Piper, because um, maybe possibly we do need to chat about newsletters more often. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if people get sick of hearing me. My kids would say yes. They would say they get sick of hearing me. So, remember. Oh, you meant LOL, I would remember more. I said, what did I say you said? More often. Recommend. I said recommend. Clearly, I've been up too early. So, yes, 8 o'clock would probably be a better idea. So, I'll chat about it with the ladies. We'll see. Today's our meeting that we have once a week. So, I have lots of things to share today. So, here's what's been going on with me in my newsletter. Last week, I sent out a newsletter for my ARC team, and I was pretty specific about it. They had to go through an application process that I'm not sure is sustainable for me in future books, depending on how large my newsletter subscribers get. Right now, I'm somewhere around 1,100 subscribers. What I did, I gave a link, and they had to go to my website, and there was like the requirements, and one of the requirements was that you had to have already done a review form on one of my books. Because here's what I thought. I could give out hundreds of books and only get a few reviews, or I could just narrow it down to the people that are or have already reviewed or are willing to go in right now at this moment and give a review so they can be on the team. That shows that they are people that will follow through, or at least that have reviewed. They're not just there to like get the free books. So I thought about that and thought, well, even if I have less people on my team, I think I would rather go that way. And so that's what I did. But I couldn't figure out a way of making it to where they could, in the application process, hey Jason, how are you? I couldn't figure out in the application process a way for them to put a link in or um, click that they have and then whatever. So this is how I had to do it. I guess I have to pull it up so you guys can see. Let's go ahead and throw my screen up here. So let's go to my website. That's what we have to do. I just fell down on my chair. I hate when that happens. It's going to take me a minute. I can't remember what it's called. Jennifer Carl Tong. Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to do that. Anyway, I went into MailerLite. Oh, I can do it in MailerLite. I went into MailerLite and I made a form that was an embed called Phoebe ARC Sign Up. And this is what it's going to look like. So you can make one click thing. If there were several click things I could have done, I would have preferred to have done that, but it wouldn't let me do that. I could only, for some reason, could only do it one. I also couldn't make a landing page to save my life. They have landing pages that are already templates. If they would have let me make one from scratch, which I could not figure out how to do, not saying you can't, I just couldn't figure it out and I didn't have the time. So this is what it looks like. So they had to click this, which normally would say, I agree to sign up for your newsletter, right? So what this is actually, I've already reviewed Searching for Anna and or Avoiding Esther, and I agree to read Calling for Phoebe in the next 2 to 4 weeks and review the book when it goes live May 13th. If you've not previously reviewed one of Jennifer's books, please do so first before applying. So this has really cut down the number of people that have responded to this. Also, it's more of a process. They read my email, they go to my website, they click this, then they have to email me back, and then I send them there's a lot of steps, and I'm sure it's possible that I'm losing people because there's lots of steps. But again, I want people that are going to follow through. I really wanted to keep people that are going to do this. So if I only have 10 people, right now I have 11. If I only have 10 people that say they're going to do it, I know those 10 people are going to do it, right? Or at least there's a better chance of them doing it. You know, what I think I'm going to do though with this, now that I'm looking at it, is I'm going to add another line to this that says, I also understand that that if I'm not already on Jennifer's list, I'm agreeing to be on Jennifer's email list. That way I have the GDRP, I'm all set on that, because I've sent out to my email list. I'm going to resend it. That's what we're going to talk about today. So that to the unopens, people that have not opened it. And then I'm going to open it up on Facebook and on Goodreads and possibly other social media, but that's where I'm headed to next. So some of the people on Facebook and on Goodreads aren't on my newsletter list already, so I better add that in there just to be safe. So, all right, Piper says that she cut 240 plus addresses this week, sent out an email asking if they were still interested. I was pleasantly surprised to hear back from a dozen saying they wanted to stay. I think I was one of those that you sent to, Piper, because yours always goes into my promotions, and so I never see it. So I probably got cut, which is fine, because I don't want you to be paying for me if I don't see them and I don't have time to read them anyway. So though I am interested in what you're doing with your newsletter. So okay, Piper says, I've gotten several reviews for book 1 through Story Origin, and I reached out to several who left reviews to see if they wanted to do book 2 as well. That's the other thing I'm going to do, though I think I have to start paying for Story Origin, which I have not done. Yeah, I got archived. Sorry. Like, I saw it and I was going to respond, and I was in the middle of so much was happening. I had a lot of problems with Apple Books this week and finally got that all straightened out. It was actually 2 weeks of problems with Apple Books. Okay, so I have to check on Story Origin because I did not upgrade. I know I still have time to. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm trying to watch my money, and I went with BookFunnel because BookFunnel had some features that I wanted to use anyway. So as far as for putting out my my advanced reader copies. I have had a few international readers reach out to me when I use Story Origin for Avoiding Esther to get reviews, and they tried and they could not use Story Origin in their country. It wasn't working. It may be a problem that's already been straightened out. I don't know. But for me, I have had so many hassles getting this book out right now. There's so many things, so many plates spinning in the air right now that I did not want one more like that. And these are people that give me reviews. So I wanted to just not have to deal with that. So let's see. Piper says, I was talking to my brother. He was another one who hadn't been opening. He responded, LOL. That's funny. Yeah, if you're a family member, if you're one of the Christian writers, I don't care if you don't have to be on my email list. You don't need to read it. You know this, Piper, and anyone else who's just tuning into this, you're going to understand that you want people that love your genre, and they probably are not related to you. That's just how it is. So my biggest fans, my most ardent fans, are people I have never met before, but just love my writing and love being a super fan for me. And they're the ones I'm going to cater to. Right. So I've already reached out to a couple, so there was two people that have written me multiple times asking about the book and can't wait for it. So I sent out this letter, and then I sent them personal emails saying, hey, just so you know, it's now open for ARC readers if you're interested. And they I think were very pleased that I reached out to them personally. So, I'll do the same thing with people that have already given me reviews. So, okay. So that's what I did here. I told you what I'm going to change on there. So let's go back to what I wanted to talk about today. Again, if you're just tuning in and you have any newsletter questions or a topic you want to talk about, throw it in the chat. We will get to it. I promise you. Okay. Yesterday we had problems with the live stream, and it was Story Origin. I mean, it was StreamYard. As soon as I quit StreamYard, my computer had no issues. So hopefully we won't have any problems today. Okay, so going to campaigns, and we're going to look at the campaign that I sent out on Saturday that had my advanced copy. Again, my subject line was well thought out. I did research months ago. I found websites that listed out the best subject lines. They weren't author specific, but just for open rates, the best subject lines. And I went through them, and ones I thought I could use, I copy and pasted. Some that I thought that I could manipulate. This is one of them. I copy and pasted and then manipulated it so it fit me as an author. And I have a master list of them in a Google Doc. And every time I use one, I highlight it in like in a different color, and then I date it. So because this is one of those things that used to bother me. It took me forever to figure out what I wanted to name them. Sometimes I put stupid names, but it does make a difference. When I started being very concentrated about my subject titles, my open rates increased. So that's one thing you can work on. Again, you can't do everything, right? But you can do one thing at a time. So Piper says, I currently use both Story Origin and BookFunnel, I'm guessing. And my subscribers come 58% from BookFunnel, 42% Story Origin. I don't want to lose either. That's a good point. That's a really good point. So I probably should pay for it regardless. But yeah, we'll see. I'm not going to lose them. I don't know what you're saying specifically, but I'm not going to lose them other than the fact of like doing promotions. I won't be doing promotions to them directly, but they're on my email list. So I already own them. I own them. That sounds terrible when people say that, but the reason we say that is that we don't own our followers on Facebook. We don't own our followers on Instagram or Twitter. We don't, Goodreads, none of them, but we do own our newsletter list. If I got sick and tired of MailerLite, which I've been very pleased with them, but if I got sick and tired of MailerLite, I could pull and put everything in MailChimp or somewhere else. I could do it. So, okay. So person's name, get an advanced copy now. I've never done the name in it, but this is what they suggested on that website. So I tried it. So let's take a look at this. I have a 36% open rate. That's normal for me. Though I was watching something in my throat. I was watching a David Gaughran video, and he was saying that's not good. You want to be up closer to 50. I'm like, wow, I never heard anyone say 50, but now that's my new goal. So 36% open rate, 72 people clicked. It's only a 6% click rate, which is not great, but let's talk about why that is. I do think I know why. One of the reasons there's a BookFunnel promo that I was in, a sales promo, which is what I'm trying to focus on right now. And I had already featured it once. So that's the reason why there's only 38 clicks. And then we already talked about the ARC team that I was very clear that if you hadn't already given me a review, then you wouldn't be on the team, but just go give me a review. No big deal. So some people might be going and reading the books now so they can review it and then get on the team. Some people just don't want the hassle, and that's okay. They're not there for reviews. They're just there to read. That's okay. So that's why my clicks are down, but I'm okay with it. So you can see here that 37 people clicked to see my website page for the ARC team. But let me show you really quick. Well, yeah, I can do it through forums. I think we can look at this. I only have 15 subscribers. 70 people have visited it, but only 15 people have subscribed to it. Again, I'm okay with that. That also means I have some emails waiting for me because last time I checked, it was 11. So that means 4 more people. I'm okay with that. So I think that it's going to trickle in because I think maybe some people have to go do the review. Some people maybe never finished either of the books and they're like, well, I want the third one. So then they're going to read them so they can give a review. So that's fine. So Piper says, they say to personalize with the person's name, but a lot of people didn't leave their names. What would that look like in the inbox? It would look like blank, comma. There'd be nothing. It'd just be the comma and then the rest of your email. So if you were going to do that, I would say maybe start how I wrote, get your advanced copy now. The name first. I'd probably say capital G, get an advanced copy now, comma, and then name, if you're concerned about that. Because then it would just look like a misplaced comma. It wouldn't be so obvious. So, all right, let's go into this newsletter. Oh, wait. Not lose the name you already have, but that's where the readers are coming from. I see what you're saying. So you're going to continue to get more readers. Yeah, I gotcha. I switch my focus a little bit, and I'm gonna try to get more organic instead of like swaps, and we're gonna see how that goes. Plus, I had to switch focus. I'm all about book launch right now. So I'm not building my newsletter anymore at this point. I am totally book launch. So just a different frame of mind for me right now, because that's just how I work. Okay, so as you can see, 406 out of my 1,100 people have opened it. So I decided, for the first time ever, I'm going to resend a campaign. I've never done this before, so I did a little bit of research and found that cool thing is that in MailerLite, you can set it up to auto resend. So if you have an important email now, and they warn you, don't do this overly. Don't do this every time because people will get sick of it. But if you have a very important email, like say a book launch email, like it's available, you're going to want to set that up to auto resend the next day so that the people that miss it the first day will get it the second day. Makes total sense, especially during book launch week when you want people to be downloading and buying right then. So you get your numbers up so that hopefully you can chart. I did not do that with this one. So I did a little bit more research and found that there is a workaround to do it if you don't do it when you schedule it. So an auto resend happens when you first schedule your newsletter. This is the workaround. I'm going to show you how to do it because I had to learn how to do it myself. So, and again, if you have any questions, reach out to me, but also up here where your name is, if you click that and go down to help, their help set, when you search something in their help section, it is very, very well organized and very helpful. Also, they have a great YouTube channel. I'm sure MailChimp does as well. Actually, Piper just says that she watched a webinar from MailChimp yesterday about deliverability. They highly recommend cutting non-engaged readers to increase open and click rates to increase deliverability. I never thought about that like the click rates and stuff affect whether Gmail will deliver them or not. We have been looking at having less clicks in our less links in our emails, and I think that's making a difference with mine too. So interesting. That's interesting. I'll have to think about that. Okay, so anyways, I on a regular basis coal mine. Problem is that people open, but it's not the same people every week. So there's not a whole lot that I can get rid of right at this moment. In another month, I'll check again. So, okay, she says that you can schedule to do that auto resend too. She did it not the very next day, but 3 days later. I don't know. I've not done the auto resend here on MailerLite. So he said in the video the next day. So that might be the only option. I'll let you know when it comes book launch time. I want it for the next day on book launch. That's when I want to have it that quickly. But you're right. Like for me, this has been what, 3 days since I sent out this first one. So it's time for me to send it again. Okay, so here's how you do it. And I'm going to have to pull my screen down so you guys don't see people's email addresses. So I apologize if I make you dizzy, but you're up here. So we're in this email. Along the top here, you're going to click on subscriber activity, and it's going to pull up what subscribers are doing. Let me see. I think I'm the first one, so you can see that. Yes, you can see I opened my own email. Congratulations. Good job for me, but I didn't click anything. So anyways, below this will be listed everybody. But what I can do under, see where it says all 1122, you click that and you go down to the unopened. 715 did not open it. Then you go to the actions button and you copy to group. Create a new group, and I'm going to call this group ARC Unopens right there. I already did it once. I deleted it so you guys could see me do it. Don't worry about creating a ton of groups that you don't want to worry about. As soon as you're done sending this, you can delete this group and not have to worry about it again. So you copy it. And then we're going to go back to campaigns. So every week when I do a newsletter, I don't just start fresh. I just copy the weeks before because of all the formatting. It's already done for me. All I have to do is like replace things and change things and delete things. You do that here. But for this one, we want to copy it. And I think I can bring up the whole screen now. I don't think we're going to see any emails. So I don't want it to go out exactly the same. I'm going to change the name a little bit. So I'm going to hit edit. And I'm going to say, hey, so-and-so, get an advanced copy now, or maybe I'll say, did you get your advanced copy? Get rid of that exclamation point. All right, review and confirm. I'm sorry it's going so slow. It's going slow because of StreamYard. I know it is, but that's strange. Okay, so normally here, if I was doing a regular email, I'd go in and I would edit the content, but I'm not going to edit the content because I want it to be exactly the same. Here's what you do next. All right, so see where it says all subscribers? I'm going to edit recipients. I don't want all active. I only want ARC unopens. Next, review and confirm. And schedule. And I'm just going to send it right now. There's no reason not to, because this is like the backup one. This is like the second one. So I'm just going to send it. Oh, there's something I forgot to show you guys about this. So let me go to my subscribers. And I'm, whoops. Sorry. And go to groups. And look at this. The ARC unopens, 713. It breaks down my stats for these people, even though I've never had them as a group before. So these 713, I have a 22.49% open rate and 11.33% click rate. Love the click rate. So out of the 713, I'm going to have like around 150 people that most likely will open this. So it's another 150 people that will open this and will possibly click. So we'll see. I will let you know next week. I'll show you the details on that, but that's what I've got going on right now. So, okay. Good morning, Jamie. Nice to have you here with us. Okay, so here's the next problem I got going on. All right, if I am, let's see. I'm just looking to see if there's any other questions on here. Okay, so I would love to someday be able to have a book release where I don't make a mistake. But if you know me personally, you probably know that there's no way that's ever going to happen. I'm always going to make mistakes. And here's a mistake that I made this week. So I've been spending all this time preparing my social media for release, making sure that like I've got everything scheduled out. And the book cover reveal is supposed to be next week. Well, I've been getting ahead of the game in like marketing, like the behind the scenes stuff that no one sees. And so I have my book on pre-order everywhere. And the reason why I put it on pre-order on Amazon as well, even though a lot of people say not to, is first of all, I don't think I'm going to get that many sales on pre-order, but by putting it on pre-order, what I'm trying to get is which is a long shot. I don't think I'm going to get it, but I'm applying for a new release BookBub featured deal. So you have to give all your links for them to do it on release day and so anything. So anyways, I had to have that link in advance. So I just went ahead and did it. What I didn't think about was the fact that now the book cover is everywhere, including Goodreads, because I did that as well, thinking, all right, I'm all set. I don't have to worry about this later. Now it's out there. So I'm like, ugh. So I think what I'm going to do today is I'm going to send out just a little itty bitty mini email to my subscribers saying what I did basically and showing them the reveal. Like, you guys, I love you guys. You are my fans. So here's the reveal first. And let me show you something that makes me kind of excited about that idea. Is if you look at here, my campaigns, this one right here, I made a mistake. I put the wrong link in something once. And I sent this out just simple. I made a mistake. Here's the right link. And look at this. I got a 40% open rate, 14% click rate. So it's one of my best emails I've ever sent out. So hopefully by doing this, I'll get some good engagement on this. I don't know if I'll have any more thing for them to click on. I guess maybe I'll put it on my website, a place for them to click on to go to my website and see it. Maybe I'll do that. So anyway, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. And then that was supposed to be my email for this coming week. So I guess this coming week, I'm going to do my blurb because I didn't really have anything set up to do this week. I didn't have any plan, though something always comes in when when it happens, right? Like whenever it's Saturday, I always have something to say. And if I don't, I generally don't send anything. So, hey, Better Days, glad to have you here. Uh, have you seen the cover, Jamie? I'm curious. You said, Jen, the cover is everywhere. I wonder if you've seen it. Oh, well, what are you going to do? All you can do is apologize. And I guess it just makes you more real to your subscribers. That's all I can figure, right? So, yeah. So that's what I've been doing with my newsletter. And yeah, nobody has any questions and nobody has any issues that they want to talk about. We need Maria here. Maria has all kinds of questions. And that was a fun episode where she just started unloading all her questions and we started helping her. So Jamie said, no, just reminding you what you said so it would seem in context. Oh, oh no, I gotcha. No, I would have figured that out. So anywho, that's all I had to talk about. That was a lot to talk about today, but so my suggestion is give it a try. If you've never done the resend feature, give it a try. See if it works for you. Piper's done it before. I know. I'll let you know how it goes today. I already have people opening it, so that's good news, right? So even if a couple more people open it, it was worth that few minutes it took me to recreate it and resend it to the right people, right? So, all right, well, that's all I got for today. So I hope you guys have a blessed week. Tomorrow morning, I will be back at 8 a.m. to do, oh, okay. Sorry, there was a question. How do I sign up for your newsletter? Okay, so you want to go to Jennifer Carl Tong. Can you see my name? Let me take this back down. Spelled this way, no spaces, no hyphen, jennifercarltong.com. And there's a link there that you can sign up for my newsletter. Also, now's a good time because I'm looking for ARC readers. So when you sign up for my newsletter, you'll get book 2. Go to Amazon or Kobo or wherever you read your ebooks, and you can get book 1 for free there. So you can get both the first 2 books to read right now before I even release the 3rd book. Piper says, ugh, I hate it when I send a newsletter and then obsessively click to refresh to see open and click rates. Yes, like I normally don't. That's what Saturdays are so great about. So I get the best open rates by putting my books out on Saturday. And I think it's because of my readership. I think, all right, so I always say grandmas love me, but it's kind of true. So I think it's a lot of like moms, grandmas, Saturday morning, still in bed, you grab your phone, you check in emails, you do whatever, you're just kind of laying there. That's why I think I get the most clicks then. But the good news is that I'm busy Saturdays because like Saturdays is a family day for us. So I do that first thing morning. No one's awake, but by the time I'm done, at least one of my little girls is awake. So I hit send and do some cuddling, get ready to go, whatever we're going to do for the day. Our day just starts happening. And so I don't have time to sit and look at it. I don't write and I try not to market on Saturdays, but when it gets closer to launch time, then that kind of stuff happens. So I'm not even near my computer. So it's really good for me. But this last Saturday, because this email was kind of important to me, I did keep doing that for sure. And I'm looking at it again, and I got a few more opens. So at least I don't have to refresh on MailerLite. It just does it for me. So Jamie says, yes. Piper, yes, the obsession is real. Okay, wait. So Teresa, did you ask a question? Okay. I've got 14 beta, so I'm going to do an exit interview. Wait, where am I? Okay, I'm a little bit lost here. So Teresa says, I am eager to start collecting names, but don't have my website yet. Okay. She says, and then Piper says, Teresa, you don't need a website to start collecting names. It depends on what email provider you use. But I would suggest, if it were me, which this is what I did, so this is why I'm suggesting it, I would invest the money needed to have a website, even if it's a simple one. And $100, I think you can, but probably less. Do some research, find a way to do it. You can do a free website, but I don't think you can use the free website to do your newsletter. So I would just do because website design is also one of those things. It's a learning curve. So as you're learning all these other things about being an author and writing and editing and all these things that you're going to be learning slowly as you develop your career, websites are one of them. So I would not put it off for too long, because I think that it's one of those things that you need to learn. And unless you plan on paying somebody, but then every time you have a change, I love that I can just go in and change things. So there are easier ways than WordPress. Some people love WordPress. I'm okay with WordPress, but I also have a friend who is a star in WordPress. And so whenever I have a big problem, like I did earlier this week, last week, I mean, she can help me find it. So yeah, let's see. Okay, Jamie says, my subscribers do not come from my website. They come from promos from BookFunnel and StoryOrigin. Yes, Jamie, but you can't have your newsletter without a website. For sure, MailerLite does this. There's reasons why, because they don't want spammy accounts creating email and collecting email addresses and just spamming people, or buying email addresses or whatever. They want to see that you have a real website, that you're a real entity. So it's not about having the pop-up, like the pop-up and everything. It's about having that home base so that you can actually have an account on some place like MailerLite. Teresa says, I'm not too worried about the money for the website. It's that my husband just hadn't had the time. Oh, that's right. Your husband is yeah. Gosh, if he would just put up a one-pager for you. That's how I started. I just had a one-pager. You scroll down it. If he could just do something simple like that, then I would say, start that. Piper says, I pay for my domain name. Me too. That's what you have to do. That when I say not a free one, you have to pay for your domain. That is the cost of my website. I went through Google. Mine is not fancy, but it's what I can do now. That's great. I didn't know you could go through Google if you paid for your domain, and your domain is like cheap, right? Like we use Namecheap. I should have a, I should get my person to get like an affiliate account somehow with Namecheap, so we can start spreading the news about Namecheap, but they're great. We are trying to get our house ready to list, and he works lots of overtime lately. Girl, I feel you. Oh, and then the move. I'm still, I mean, if I moved my camera for you to see the boxes, this was all unpacked. And then we found more boxes that were mine for my office. So like, it's just piled high. So, let's see. I'm also trying to figure out my name. Oh, so you might be writing under a pen name. I love Teresa Thomas, though. That's a great alliterative author name. So my domain name through them is $12 a year, I think. Yeah, so I don't even know how much mine is. I pay my friend like through her little company, but it's not much at all. We pay for the hosting and the domain name. I should know this, but I just pay it and I don't think about it. It's that little amount of money. But again, if you know, whatever you got to do, just get something up before. But yeah, he's busy. There's no hurry. Your book's not done. But before I would start trying to do a newsletter, I would have a website. I could get teresathomaswrites.com, but I'm afraid to use that as my author name because it's so common, and I can find at least one other writer with that name. Oh, yeah. See, Jennifer Carl Tong, or even just Jennifer Carl, or Jennifer Tong. They're all three were pretty unique. So I almost wrote as Jennifer Carl. That was my plan all along, actually, was to write as Jennifer Carl, but ended up hyphenating it. So okay. So that's a whole nother conversation. Maybe we should talk about websites next week. And but that was some good advice. Namecheap is a great place to get your domain. But we can talk about domains and about author names as well. But yeah, it's a fun time though, Teresa. It is. It's a fun time when you're imagining what you want on the book cover, how you want it to look. So, and here's my question: how popular is that other Teresa Thomas? Like, maybe it won't matter, because after a while, if you start signing, like typing in Jennifer with one N, C-A, all of a sudden I show up. Everybody. Like, people start looking for you. So who knows? One of those things to think about. All right, everyone. It is past 9:30, and I'm going to try to keep this to a half an hour because I know y'all got busy lives and y'all got some writing to do, and so do I. So until next week, I really hope y'all have a blessed week, and why don't you go be awesome. Seriously, thanks everyone for being here. This is weird in the middle. All right, I'll